Hi, my name is Greg, and in this base camp, we'll be taking a look at video creation for educators. Here's what we're going to be looking at in this video. First, we're going to take a look at why would you want to create a video. List out some of the reasons why I would create and why I do create videos for my course. Then we're going to break it down into 3 different levels: beginner level, intermediate, and advanced level. In the beginner level, we're going to be taking a look at some tools that you already use and maybe ways of actually recording videos that you haven't thought of. We're going to be diving in a little bit deeper into some of those tools and add on another additional tool or two in the intermediate level for recording videos. And in the advanced level, we'll actually be taking a look briefly at a few recommendations that I have for video editing tools. Then I'll also be sharing out some of the resources, and everything that I'm going to share out today is going to be up on our website as well under the base camps. So why would you want to create a video? I'm sure if we asked a lot of different faculty, they would have a lot of different reasons why they would want to create a video for their course. Here are a few of the reasons why I create videos for my course. First is just to introduce a new topic. If I want to give some information ahead of time before the students show up to class, or if you're teaching an online class, you may want to introduce a topic with you narrating some information. A lot of us have lectures and overviews of PowerPoints with our topics whenever we have new topics that we roll out to our students, and so you could actually create a video around that. The next one of the videos that I definitely do for my course is to explain a topic students struggle to understand. And so a lot of times students dive into certain topics and they really struggle to understand that particular topic. So if I can give them a video of me explaining it in depth, especially the areas that I know that they struggle with, then they can go into that video, they can review it, and then I also make sure I let them know that they can absolutely come to me to talk about it as well. The third one is just an overview of an assignment. So if you have an assignment, especially if it's a large project and you may have a lot of details involved in that assignment, then you may want to put together an overview of that assignment for your students so they know exactly what they're supposed to do and what they're expected. The fourth one is to demonstrate an activity for students to complete. So if you have an activity that you want your students to complete, especially if it's an active hands-on activity, you may want to create a video to actually demonstrate that. You may demonstrate that in class live, but if they have the video as well that they can go back in and refer to, it definitely can help when they're wanting to do that activity. Then the fifth one is to assess students on content from video. I'm sure all of us have given videos to our students to watch, but do we necessarily know that they understand and they're grasping the concepts in those videos? Well, I'm going to show you a way to actually take some videos and add some questions to it. There's a couple of different tools I'm going to be showing you that you can do that as well. So beginner level. So we're going to actually start out by looking at just some audio and video recommendations. And then we're going to dive into 2 tools that we know everyone uses, which is Zoom and PowerPoint, and some of the ways to do recording as well. So first off, whenever we start to look at video creation, I always start with audio and video recommendations, making sure you start out with the right environment, the right equipment, testing your equipment. Those things are really important to make a good quality video. So first off, the first recommendation is to make sure you choose a quiet, well-lit environment. The quiet part, obviously, you don't want to have a lot of background noise. People, talking in the background definitely makes it a lot more distracting. So if you can have a quiet environment, and then a well-lit environment, especially if you're using a video camera, that's very important. You can see this image over here to the right, and I'll refer to his video in just a minute, where you can see it's a very well lit environment. Looks like he either uses one of these ring lights or possibly has a window in front of him where the light comes in and just looks really good. I'm sure all of us have seen people in video and Zoom where it's really bad lighting. Their camera's doing a really bad job as far as the video quality. So just want to make sure it's very well lit. Then choosing the right equipment. Most of us use a laptop and we have a camera and a microphone built in. A lot of times the camera is sufficient for doing it, the job for the video, but the microphone almost never is. And so I always recommend making sure you choose another microphone, some sort of microphone that you either plug in or use Bluetooth to be able to connect and have good audio quality. The number one thing with a video is making sure your audio quality is good when you create the video. So you can use anywhere from USB plugged in microphones or a Bluetooth microphone, even just earbuds that have a built-in microphone. A lot of people sometimes use those and plug those directly into the laptop. So those are all options that you can have. Then once you have that equipment, you really want to test and make sure it looks and sounds good. So go ahead and plug it in. Go into Zoom and you can go ahead and test it. There's a spot in Zoom where you can test your video, you can test your audio, make sure it looks good and it sounds good. Make sure the positioning of your camera is good, the lighting is good, and that you also have a quiet environment. And right below here where it says audio and video setup tutorial, that's a video by this gentleman to the right. It's about a 10-minute video, but it is a really good video that goes over his audio and video recommendations that you should do in your videos. So let's go ahead and take a look at Zoom. So in Zoom, obviously almost all, if not all of us, have been using Zoom with our students. And so most of us have probably set them up in D2L, the meetings in D2L, and you have your cloud recordings that actually show up in D2L, which is excellent. That's exactly what you want. In just a minute, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at some of the settings for cloud recording and what you can actually do with those. And so let's go ahead. So when you log into Okta and you click on Zoom, you'll go to stleo.zoom.us. Once you're here, then you'll go to Settings and you'll go to Recording, and these are your recording settings here. So you have two different options for recording. You have a local recording, which would do a local file directly to your computer, or you have the cloud recording. I always recommend going with the cloud recording because even though you have a cloud recording, a recording of the video, you can still download it and put it on your computer. If you only do local recording, then that's all you have, and then you're going to have to go put that file somewhere else. But under cloud recording, there's some interesting settings under here, and I always recommend people go and take a look because depending on how you want your videos to turn out and what you want to show, you'll want to take a look at these settings. So you can see each one of these is a different video file that will actually show up and record. So right now I'm recording an active speaker with shared screen. I'm not recording my gallery view with shared screen, but I am recording an active speaker. I could add the gallery view and I could do the shared screen all separately. So it would all be separate files and separate videos that have each one of these on there. Then I can record just the audio only. I can also save the chat messages from the meeting. And just know this is the all chat messages, not the individual. So if individuals are chatting back and forth just individually, that's not going to be saved. It's just the broader chat that shows up. Then you also have several other options under here under advanced. So you could even have the time date stamp under here. If you want to display the participants, you could. You can also, especially if you're wanting to do some of the more advanced with video editing, I would recommend checking this one to optimize the recording for third party. And then you could also save the audio transcript and you can send that out as well. So once you have your recording, your Zoom recording, and let's pull one up here. I'll just pull a short one up here. You can see right now, this recorded the speaker view, audio only, and audio transcript. I didn't share anything out in this one, otherwise that would be another file that would show up. You can see I can copy this shareable link and share it with other people, with my students or whoever I want. But the part that I want to show you today is actually editing the video. And so there is editing capability within Zoom to be able to cut up the video. So let's take a look at, here's the video showing up, and then you can see right down here there's these scissors. What it's going to do is it's going to allow me to crop from either the front end or back end or both to set the play range that I want to share. So I'm going to go ahead and say got it. And now you can see on both ends. Let's say for the first 5 minutes you were just talking with somebody, but you want to delete that part from the recording, and maybe the last couple of minutes you wanted to remove as well. All you have to do is figure out exactly what second that was, and then I'm going to slide this over to that point. And then once I get it to that point, and I know this is the range that I want for people to be able to watch, I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And now I cropped the video, so when somebody goes and watches this video, they're only going to watch that range from when I started it and stopped it in that particular area. So if you're sharing your screen, there's something called the cursor highlighter. And I'm going to be putting a link in directly into this PowerPoint for you to be able to download this little small application. So if I click on this and open it up, you'll suddenly see there's a highlighter that shows up around my cursor. And with this, I can actually set the color. I can set how big or how small it is, the opacity, if I want to make it darker or lighter, I can see that. But when you're sharing your screen, it's extremely helpful to have this little highlighter around your cursor so people can actually follow what you're actually doing. The next feature we want to take a look at in Zoom is called PowerPoint Virtual Background. If your computer is capable of doing the virtual backgrounds, then your computer can do the PowerPoint virtual background. So just like you share your regular screen, you would click the share screen button, and then in the top of that window that pops up, you have basic and advanced. What you'll do is click the advanced tab, and then you'll see this. It's called PowerPoint as virtual background. Select that, and then you'll find your PowerPoint somewhere on your computer. Once you select it, then it will open up and it'll look just like this. It'll actually act as a background that you can even annotate over top of. You can see my video shows up here. It's a great way if all you're doing is sharing a PowerPoint with your students and wanting to record, then you can just go ahead and record using PowerPoint as virtual background, and then they'll see you, plus you'll be able to walk through and narrate through your PowerPoint. The next tool we want to take a look at is PowerPoint, and we're going to go through the setup process for recording a PowerPoint. We're also going to show you how to add a video to Microsoft Stream, which is in your Microsoft 365 subscription, and then how to add these videos directly to D2L in your content area. So when you open up PowerPoint and open up your slides, you'll have the option to record. If you don't have this option of recording in the tab, make sure you have the latest Microsoft 365 version of PowerPoint. If you have an older version than 2019, 2018, you probably want to get with the IT team and see if you can upgrade your Office 365 instance on your computer. In here, you'll have this tab called Recording. And under Recording, you have several different options. We can record a slideshow, and this is what I'll actually show you from here. You could actually add a Microsoft form. You could do a screenshot and add a screenshot directly onto your slideshow. You can do a screen recording, and I'll show you actually how to do that as well. You could add a video, you could add audio, you can save the show as a file, you can export it as a video, and then what we're going to show in just a minute is actually publishing to Microsoft Stream. So let's go ahead and look at the recording part. So if you're wanting to record and narrate a slideshow, your slide deck, I would recommend using the record slideshow. So we'll go ahead and hit record. Once you have the page up, you can see now my slide is showing here. I have the option to hit record over here and even stop or replay it once I've recorded. If I have any notes on the slide, those could show up here. And then I also have my settings over here. So the microphone and the camera that I'm using is showing up in this area. So all you need to do is just hit the record button, go ahead and record and narrate, and then hit stop when you're done, and it's recorded. One of the other great features that you have in here is you can annotate or highlight. So if I wanted to select one of these buttons, a highlighter or the pen tool, and choose the color, I could actually circle and draw on this slide while I'm narrating, which is a great feature for recording and narrating on the slide. Once you're finished with it, then what we're going to do is we're going to actually publish it to Stream. Microsoft Stream is basically Microsoft's version of YouTube, and I'll show you the inside that as well. But you would go ahead and hit Publish to Stream. Make sure it's published. You can allow everyone in your organization to see the video, and it's not being broadcast outside of St. Leo, just for the people internal. And then we go ahead and hit Publish. Once we do that, then you're going to see the video pop up in Microsoft Stream. So now let's go over to Microsoft Stream and take a look at where the video ends up. If you log into your Office 365 website, click the waffle menu, scroll down to Microsoft Stream or Stream, select this, then Microsoft Stream is going to pop up. Now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to My Content, hit My Videos, and the video that you just recorded will show up right here at the top. So now I can go ahead and click on the video. It'll automatically start playing here. Then I have the option to come down here to share, and this is where I'm going to hit share. I'm going to go over to the embed code, and I'm going to copy this embed code, and this is what we're actually going to use to go into D2L. So let's go ahead and copy this. So I'll copy that. And now in D2L, we're going to go to our content area. Right here. We're going to go down to this particular module. Start here. I'm going to go to New. And I'm going to go to Video or Audio. Once we select this, you'll see an option to put a URL. So if you had a YouTube video, you could put the video link in there, but I'm going to actually put in the embed code. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and hit Control V. I'm going to paste it in here. And now what I can do is come down a little further, and you can see that video just popped up right inside D2L. So my students can actually directly go into this particular link and watch the video right in there. I'll go ahead and hit save, then it'll save it in D2L. The next part I want to show you is adding questions to one of your Microsoft Stream videos. If you're familiar with Microsoft Forms, That's what we're going to actually use to add questions. So now let's take a look at adding questions to a Microsoft Stream video. So you'll be able to see right beside the video, we have this section called Add a Form. So what you're going to actually do first is add and create a new Microsoft form. So we're going to go to Microsoft Forms, and we're going to go ahead and go over here to whether you want it to be a quiz or if you want it to just be a survey. So I'm going to click New Quiz, and I'll put more details about creating Microsoft Forms in here, but basically what you're going to end up doing is creating and adding new questions. And so we'll just say this is a short answer. Question 1. And they can enter their answer. Add a new one. Now that we have our questions, we'll go ahead and give it a name. We'll just say Untitled Quiz. And then we're going to go ahead and it's saved now. I'm going to hit Share. And now I want to copy this link. So we're going to go ahead and hit Copy the link. And now what we want to do is we want to go back to Microsoft Stream. We want to hit Add Form. And we're going to paste the URL in here. And so we're going to just call this one Basecamp. We're going to put the quiz right at the end. So right at 1:20. And we're going to go ahead and add to timeline. And now we have this Microsoft form here at the very end. So if the students watch the video, when they get to the very end, they'll actually be prompted to answer these particular questions. And that's how you add a Microsoft form to your Microsoft Stream. The second part we want to add here and show you in the intermediate level section of PowerPoint is to add a screen share. So let's go back to recording, and you'll see one of the options is screen recording. So if I click screen recording, it's going to pull up this box. So I'm going to select an area. So let's say I want to select this area here to show. I'm going to go ahead and hit select. I'm going to hit record. We're going to go ahead and hit 3, 2, 1. Once I finish, you'll be able to see I'm moving around on the screen. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit this to go ahead and stop it. Once I stop it, now you can see the screen recording actually showed up, and you'll be able to click on it to play it directly in the PowerPoint. The great part about adding the screen share in here, and you can resize it if you wanted, so I could actually make it almost full screen. Once I make it larger, if I decide to go ahead and put this onto Microsoft Stream or download it as a full video file, the entire recording here, this will also be put in there and play automatically in the video. So any kind of screen recording you want to put directly in your PowerPoint, you can add it. Once you render it as a video, this automatically plays as a video as well, directly in the video. So that's a great feature as well. So let's take a look at the next tool called Edpuzzle. I really love this tool for interactivity for videos. What it does is it actually allows you to take a video, YouTube video or some other kind of video, and actually embed questions directly into it and have your students answer these particular questions. So first off, you'll have to sign up for an account, and it's a free account. The great part about the free version of this is it does give you up to 20 videos that you could create and add questions to. Once you get over 20 of these, then you're going to have to sign up for a paid account. But you do get an opportunity to have 20 different videos for free. The first thing you're going to want to do, depending on whether or not you just want to share this with your students and let them do it informally, or if you actually want to get analytics from your students, it depends on which one you want to do. So what I recommend is going to My Classes and adding a new class. And so we'll just call my class CTLE. We're going to put other here down at the bottom. And then you have what's called either the classic version. So when your students log in or sign up, you'll get the most analytics from this that it has to offer, or you can just do it open-ended. And so if you do it open-ended, then the students are basically just doing it to answer the questions informally. So it depends on which one you want to do. So now let's go back to our main screen, main content. One of the advantages of this is to just be able to allow the students to go through the video and be stopped at certain points and be prompted to answer certain questions, whether that's a multiple choice question, an open-ended question, or even just a note that you might want to have. The great part about this tool as well is there are a lot of different videos that people have already created and curated and actually created their own questions. So what you can actually do is take something that somebody else has created and actually bring it over to your side and edit it if you want. You could remove their questions and put your own questions in there, take some of their questions, put some additional questions in if you want, but that's up to you on how you want to use it. So let's take a look at one that I've already created, and this is called the base camp, one of our other base camps. And so you can see in here right away the video showing up. I could hit play and watch the video. These particular markers here are where these questions are at. And you can look over here to the side and it says multiple choice question at 1 minute and 52 seconds. There's an open-ended question at 10 minutes and 41 seconds. And there's another multiple choice question at 9 minutes and 9 seconds. So you can add questions embedded into this video, and at each point it'll automatically stop and prompt the student to answer that particular question. So this is a really great tool to use directly into your course. And once you have this ready, you could actually go to the share preview and you could take the embed code if you wanted to, and just like we embedded the Microsoft Stream, I could take this and embed it directly into D2L as well. So that's Edpuzzle. Once you feel comfortable with using those tools that I showed you and you really want to start diving in deeper into video editing, the next level is the advanced level. And really using an editing tool and a video editor to be able to start to edit your videos really gives you the power to be able to create some really unique videos if you want. And these are 3 tools that I'm going to recommend that are all 3 free. One of actually is which is probably included on your computer already if you have a Windows 10 device, and that one is Windows Video Editor. This one's an easy to use video editor that you can start out right away with, putting in video, putting in text, things like that. So let me actually go to my browser and I'll show you. And all of these links are going to be up on our resources, so you'll be able to take a look at those. So if you want to be able to create a video, you just take one video or more than one video and you can put them all, combine them all together. You can actually edit it, trim it, split it, however you want to do with your video. You can start to add text to your video as well, and you can see some of the options for text. You can add music, and they actually have free music that you could add, like background music, faster, slower type music you could add to your video as well. You can add some cool 3D effects, some really cool motion effects that you might want to add in there. Like this is a sparkle, glowing sparkle effect that you can add that happens on the video. And they have a whole 3D library that you can actually take a look at as well. But once you're ready, then you can go ahead and publish it, and you can actually take this video, put it up on YouTube. You can put it in your D2L course shell for your students to all see. So the Windows 10 video editor is a great basic video editor that you can start to use right from the get-go. The next level up is a free tool called OpenShot Video Editor. And this is a really good one to kind of take to the next level as far as being able to create some really cool videos. So with this one, you can do some of the same things like trimming and slicing. There are some video effects, transitional effects that you can put into your videos, adding titles to your video. If you know what a lower third is on a video, you can put that. You can easily edit your videos, and then you can save them back out as like an MP4 file and still put that up on YouTube or somewhere else that you might want to do that as well. But this is a good tool. It's an open source tool that allows you to take things to the next level with your video. Then if you feel like you're even more advanced, the next tool that's free as well is called VSDC. This one definitely is more complicated, but man, there is a lot of power in this video tool, in this video editor, and there's a lot of different cool video effects that you can do. The great part about this one as well is they have a great YouTube channel that has a ton of different tutorial videos to show you how to use these effects in there. Some effects are for the paid version, but a lot of these really cool effects are on the free version of this tool. So I definitely highly recommend, if you're really wanting to take things to the next level and you don't want to spend anything, this is a good free tool to do for video editing as well. So the last thing I wanted to show you is just a couple of additional resources, and this PowerPoint with all the links are going to be up on our website under the base camps as well. But I had found a great article called Study Finds Using Video Boosts Learning, and they had a sample of over 7,000 students that they did, and they showed that it actually improved the students' grades by having not only the lecture but having the video as well, that helped boost learning with the videos. And then here's a couple of additional links that show you just kind of how to build maybe a low budget green screen if you want as well, and then even editing a green screen in OpenShot. And there are some other videos with the VSDC video editor that show you how to do the green screen effect as well. So as always, if you have any questions at all, please reach out to CTLE and we'd be happy to help. Thanks and have a great day.